The Criminal Investigations Division, a group within University Public Safety, is comprised of 3 teams that work in tandem to help solve crimes that happen at Rutgers University. Records, evidence, and the detective team all play a hand in keeping the university safe for students, staff, faculty, and visitors. Let's spotlight the Criminal Investigations Division.
My name is Melvin Breton. I'm a lieutenant with the Rutgers Police Department. So we're part of the Criminal Investigations Division. So that entails the Records Department, video review, analysts, and also evidence and property. And then we have the detectives who do the criminal investigations as well. I'm very fortunate. I have a great staff, whether it be from the Records Division who have all meshed together. They have a boatload of training that they've all gone through, so they're all learning and growing in their roles. And as well as the video crew, they're very hardworking, get along with them very well. They get along with the detectives, which is good because they have to work hand in hand. Goes from the video crew to the detectives who do the follow-up investigations. And then we have our evidence function and property, who it's a good mix of different personalities and group that I think flows well together. And we just have, I guess we could say, good camaraderie.
The Detective Bureau, comprised of 2 sergeants and 4 detectives, is tasked with investigating crimes that happen on Rutgers campuses.
So we're part of the Detective Bureau in Rutgers Police Department, and we investigate cases that come in from patrol officers. They could be anything from thefts to assaults to domestic violence. It's a large variety of cases, and each day you never know what you're going to get. Patrol officer, let's say they take a report on the road. So we'll get that report and we'll review camera footage from the area. So an example is if a bike theft occurs on College Ave. So we'll review camera in the College Avenue area, and then we'll try to identify a suspect. And from there, we'll try to find that suspect, bring them in for an interview, and then ultimately we try to charge that suspect for the crime they commit. We always work as a team. Each detective has different experience and expertise, so we work closely with each other, bouncing ideas off of each other. And we work closely with our partner agencies as well. That would be New Brunswick, Piscataway, the prosecutor's office. So they're always there to assist us with our investigations as well. I think the most important thing is having empathy. We work with a lot of victims of crimes, and those victims a lot of times have been through traumatic experiences. So it's always important to show those victims empathy, and it's important for them to know that you're going to take their case seriously.
The Evidence Group, a team of 3, is in charge of managing the inventory of evidence related to crimes, the lost and found, and video analysis.
So my group's in charge of anything that comes into our UPD that needs to be either held or safe kept or we've recovered or seized in a crime. So there's 2 sides of the house. There's the lost and found. It's if you leave AirPods or a bicycle or something off campus or in one of our buildings, they get brought to us. We hold on to it. We try to make contact with the owner so that they can come in and recover it. And we have the other side of the house that is where everything comes in from criminal evidence-wise. So things that are recovered at the scenes, that are removed from arrestees, those things have to come in, they have to be signed, they have to be labeled, they have to be sealed in evidence bags and stored accordingly so that there's a chain of custody. And if we ever get audited, the computer will say look up this item, I can go downstairs and I know exactly what shelf it lives on. I also will have to take it down to the lab to be tested and analyzed if there's drugs involved or DNA or blood or anything like that. Per week, we're taking in anywhere from 50 to 75 items of lost and found property, ranging from a single Apple Airbud to I've even had a tuba that's been left behind that I've had to hold on to. Within the Detective Bureau, again, handling the evidence from crimes. So sometimes we'll have, say, a screwdriver that we want to test for fingerprints. I'll take the fingerprints down to the lab. Once I get results, I'll bring those back. If there's a match, then those get verified and I'll hand it back to the detectives because now we have a lead. So we can continue building the crime and with all the evidence that we have in order to hopefully make an arrest. We're very behind the scenes, so a lot of the stuff that we do doesn't really get noticed. We work hard, we work diligently. We care about every case equally, whether it's a stolen set of AirPods or if you got in a physical altercation on Easton Avenue. All cases to us matter the same. We want everybody to be safe on campus.
Our group works with the Rutgers detectives to assign police reports, and based off of that, we kind of read through and use surveillance footage, license plate readers, swipe records, pretty much anything we can electronically or technically to piece together a puzzle of what happened. And from there, they take our information as well as the victim and the reporting officer's information to kind of figure out what the next steps are for that case. We play a very significant role in like filling in the gaps and giving a non-biased viewpoint of what's happened on said incident. And like I said, we like piece everything together for them so that they're able to like do their job more effectively.
The 3 members of the records group manage the many documents, reports, and files that go into policing and detective work.
So our group will track all of the records and reports that come in through the police department, whether the detective bureau was involved or not. We then go ahead and review those reports for any maybe inconsistencies, or we also have to follow what's called NIBRS reporting requirements. So we will go through and make sure that those reports hit all those NIBR requirements just before we can submit them to the state so they don't get rejected. We also disseminate any information to attorneys when people, say, get arrested and they hire lawyers. We have to provide all of that information to the court and to the lawyers for them to present. So we do tend to get a lot of discovery requests, and we are also in charge of disseminating any crash reports. So if somebody gets into an accident within campus, they will call us and then we can send them the crash report. Typically as a team, we all collaborate very well and very often. Most of the time the reports start with the police officer taking the initial report, and then it gets transferred to the detective bureau if it needs to be investigated further. From there, it'll go to the evidence review. They'll do their part looking at the digital evidence, and then it'll come back to us for records. So as a team, we all collaborate together on a daily basis, multiple times a day. We're here to help. I know when you call the police, it's usually not a good situation. And then even after, you're kind of still confused. It kind of all happened really fast, but definitely calling us, we can kind of walk you through the steps, get you in touch with who you need to get to. So ultimately, I know as corny as it sounds, we are here to help you and the students and the staff around the campus.